There are 30 miles of sand dunes. This is one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. It was such an interesting hot springs in a really cool way.
Welcome back to the channel. We are Honey I Roam. That's me and my little family, Amber, my partner, and Winston, our dog. We've been traveling the country living in a truck camper full time. This summer we've been living off-grid in the Colorado mountains. We left you off last. We were actually moving to a new campground to camp host on a beautiful lake in the Colorado mountains.
Realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring.
I've switched it up to yogurt for breakfast with roasted almonds, and I just eat it right out of the package. Throw a bunch of almonds on there. With one of the best pleasures of life, and that is buttery toast. And I always make a piece for Amber, because she loves toast too. I wanted us to be able to go to the Great Sand Dunes before we left Colorado. It looks absolutely incredible. It's so much more amazing than I thought it would be. We came to the sand dunes and I thought it would be also good content, but I forgot you cannot film inside of the national parks for YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. So we're gonna show you some pictures instead. I thought they were changing that law. On the one hand, I get it, like you don't want a bunch of people filming, like having their phones out and filming like strangers and stuff like that, because national parks are very busy places. But on the other hand, we also live in a free country, so I don't know. What's your thoughts on it? Like, how do you feel about that in national parks? Because I guess there's not very much national park content anymore because people can't film in there, or I don't know how they get away with it.
You're allowed to film.
I looked it up. You can't film.
What? I thought you just couldn't get paid.
It said you can't do any kind of commercial filming, which they said is also TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and stuff.
Whoa.
This is not the only place that we're going to be going to in this video. We have another place. I really just wanted to vlog and kind of talk to you all for a little bit because I feel like I haven't had much energy to like film myself and update everybody on like what's been going on, how we've been feeling, and just kind of chat for a second. We left you off last video. We've been living at our new campground, camp hosting on a lake, 9,200 feet. It's absolutely gorgeous. I want to live there even longer. We haven't really showed you around very much because we had our first week. We obviously did work, and now we're gonna like just do a little bit of traveling on our weekend, but it's actually the weekdays right now. And when we go back, we're gonna kayak and show you around that beautiful campground again. We only have 2 weeks left, then we're hitting the road. We didn't sleep very good because Winston had a little tummy ache. We had some hot dogs and stuff with some friends, and I think he got too much hot dog. He doesn't really process a lot of like fatty stuff very well, so we usually try to just stick it to like his high quality treats and food, but little dog's got some sensitive stomachs, I'll tell you what. Amber's sleeping in over there. What do you got? Oh, you got your face mask on?
Good morning. Yeah, normally I wake up way earlier than this, but it's like having a sick kid who keeps you up, you know. Then you gotta rest together. Look at him now.
Let's see him.
Oh my gosh. I'd say he's feeling better. I don't even know where his head is. Let's see. Up here. Oh, there it is.
Amber wanted me to clarify that we weren't just eating bottom of the barrel hot dogs. We were eating very quality sausages actually, and brats and stuff. Winston, if he's partying, he's eating the best quality human food. Winston sleeps right next to Amber, so she was kind of dealing with a lot of that, like him waking up and not feeling good. But I gave him that stomach medicine from the vet, and he's sleeping super sound and peacefully. You want to buy the yogurt?
Kinda.
Just a body yogurt for you. This is the first time that we're leaving for 2 nights in a row because with our new campground, we actually have less hours. So we just tell our boss that we're gonna leave and it's a-okay. So we're mostly supposed to be there like Thursday through Sunday, I feel like, because that's when it's busiest. I always feel like whenever we leave our camp hosting job that we have for this summer and we stay even one night overnight, we'll be able to like sleep in and not have to feel like we have to get up early, because if people approach our camper, camp hosting job, you kind of have to be on a lot, you know, like anybody can approach your camper. I mean, we can be in our pajamas, that's fine, but I like to be somewhat ready if people come in at like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and come talk to us. That's not the case this time around because, you know, Winston was sick. I couldn't go to bed for some reason. I don't know why. I usually don't have an issue, but I did have an afternoon coffee, which I've kind of been giving up. So I think that caffeine might have kept my mind wandering a little bit. Plus, I'm just really excited for the future. I'm so excited for everything. Like, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up.
We're excited for every day.
Yay!
Every day.
A duo that nobody talks about that I love is creamy coffee and buttery toast. It's the simple joys in life, okay?
I'm up. Winston's feeling so much better, which is a huge relief for us. We're gonna eat this little quick breakfast.
He wants food. Look at him.
Look, he's ready
He's
for
not
his
getting
breakfast.
Any human food. He might get a little bit of his food later, but...
Yeah, and some water. Yeah. If you told me that we are in the Sahara Desert right now, I would probably believe you. I mean, except for getting here part. It's just so otherworldly. It is.
We're eating a little eggs and some breakfast sausage with yellow squash, and I made the mistake of getting heavy syrup peaches. I like to have a can of peaches, but I like the ones where they don't add any extra sugar and no fake sugar or anything.
We didn't read the label.
I'm gonna eat it anyway.
This is still my go-to hot sauce right now. Since we already had our toast this morning. What do we call this? Oh, egg dish. Egg dish
yummy.
it is.
It's yummy.
We were getting ready to head out and we thought we should probably have this now so that we can walk and walk and walk. Because we're going to walk and walk and walk.
You feeling better? Yeah, you're a good boy.
We got our Starlink up. We are prepping everything. So latches. We keep the water in the bathroom floor so it doesn't spill. Latch. Every single thing here has the potential to fall. We should really put a bar here. Instead, I just pick everything up that's fallen.
Thank you.
It's actually kind of nice that we have to put everything up before we move so it's always clean. We're gonna do laundry, so we just have our big bag of dirty laundry right here. We did not have a fire.
Too windy.
Too
crazy windy.
It's been wonderful. Now we're gonna explore. When we're looking at the sand dunes, it looks like that sand dune in front of us is all that there is. That is not the case. There are 30 miles of sand dunes and over 300 square miles of sand that's out there. The way that two mountains are positioned out there, whenever the wind hit it with the sand, thousands of years ago, it formed the first sand dune, and from there it grows. At this point, it's not going to grow horizontally anymore. There's no additional sand, so it's growing vertically. It's the tallest sand dunes in North America. In spring and the beginning of summer, there's actually tons of water out here. So it forms these pools and it has these surges. So it has what they call a heartbeat, a pulse out there. And they measure the pulse of the water, and that is only a few places in the entire world too. Almost every day in the summer is a huge rainstorm. The winds can be up to 50 miles an hour, and that was like an aha moment for me because it was so windy last night. We thought we might topple over at some points, but it's all just part of the flow of the earth. We're really dirty and sandy right now. I have actual sand on my face. We're gonna go do something that's gonna be completely opposite of this part 2 of this wild sand dunes adventure. At some stores around here, there's slim pickings, and I'm not gonna get Bud Light, Coors Light. I'm just not gonna do it. So here I went with Voodoo Ranger. This is the IPA. I always used to drink this either on tap or in a bottle, but today it's in this can. I didn't even recognize it, to be honest. It's by New Belgium Brewing. Let's try it. This is seriously so smooth, and since they sell it everywhere, you can try this one too. It has some pineapple hints. Definitely fruity. I could drink a couple of these. It's gonna go perfectly with this little lunch that we're getting on the side of the road. Cheers. It's hot out here, so I'm gonna put my beer in my koozie. Look at that. Did you get it?
Your lunch is served. A club sandwich looking solid. It's so cute in there.
What?
Yum.
It's on a real plate.
With a soda. Ooh, life is good. I know you want some of that.
Some of our honeys came to visit, Steven and Selena, and Steven gave Giulietta this Dr. Pepper. She's been saving it for this moment here.
What's your favorite soda? My favorite is probably Coca-Cola, but Dr. Pepper is pretty dang delicious.
Usually she's the soda water girl, so this is like extra special. Cheers.
Fresh, got some avocado in there. It's not cut into little triangles like I thought, but. We have made it to our next destination, and we have been charging up our Bluetti AC240 power bank solely with our DC to DC charger. It's the Bluetti Charger 1 alternator DC charger. I'm actually gonna link the full install video right here because we did do that a couple of weeks ago, and we finally went on a trip, which this is our trip right here. Just driving for an hour. We are fully charged to 100%. We got 100% on the battery with the Bluetti Charger 1. Honestly, it's been such a huge relief to have this installed because we have solar panels on the roof, but sometimes there's just not enough sun. And since we do long drive days whenever we're hitting the road, to be able to have the Bluetti Charger 1 and have full power whenever we get to camp is huge for us. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about the Bluetti Charger 1. You can see on the Bluetti app how much wattage is exactly going into your power bank, and this thing hits a max of 560 watts, which is a lot. As an optional accessory, Bluetti does sell a 5-meter DC cable, and it includes a 60 amp breaker, and all of the terminals are already connected. That's what we went with, and luckily it worked. When we installed it, we ran the DC input cables from the battery on our vehicle all the way. We ran it into our camper. We poked a couple holes so the Bluetti Charger 1 is inside of our camper. It was a super easy installation. It was a lot easier than I even thought. I was kind of intimidated, but even by running it into the camper, it actually was super simple. It's made a huge difference in our setup because now whenever we drive and we arrive at a campground, we have full power. We have nothing to worry about now. This is going to save us a lot of money in the long run because whenever we're traveling across the country, we usually can only last like 3 days off grid, but now we've lasted 5.5 months this whole entire summer, even without the DC to DC charger, but there was some struggle along the way. And now with the Bluetti Charger 1, we're not going to have any struggle. We can stay off grid for as long as we want.
Do you like this spot to camp?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's an approved.
Okay, we made it. We're gonna be dry camping tonight. Come on, let's go. This place had full hookups, but we didn't need it because we have everything that we freaking need. Just got to Sand Dunes Recreation. They have some hot springs, an adults only area, a restaurant, plants, tons of nature. We have so much privacy here. We're gonna camp for the night. I don't know what the springs look like. We're gonna have to see.
Walking down the avenue, holding takeout meant for two. I could eat it all myself, but then I wouldn't need your help. So meet me at the corner shop where they sell your favorite pop. I'll be there till you show up, and if you don't, I'll die on the spot. 'Cause I just can't fight the feeling. No, I just can't fight the feeling anymore.
Wow, this is genuinely one of my favorite hot springs that I've ever been to. Just the vibe of it is so us. It's not too fancy, it's not too dingy. It just feels really cozy, welcoming, a really cool crowd. We aren't gonna have running water at our campsite for the next 2 weeks. They had to turn it off. So I'm gonna take every opportunity that I can get to soak in a hot springs, have an amazing shower afterwards, go in the sauna. Yes, the answer is yes. I don't think I've ever felt more refreshed. It was such a interesting hot springs in a really cool way. It was like indoor atrium style, but really clean feeling, really cool vibe, a bar, food, but we're not opting to eat there because it's time to cook. It's always so fun for us to be craving a dish and buy all the stuff for it and come to a beautiful place to make it. This week, Giulietta said, I'm craving nachos. So we're gonna make Dutch oven nachos. We're gonna start a fire right now. I know it's not gonna be challenging. It's so darn dry out here. We made sure there is not a fire ban. We are allowed to have a fire. Giulietta's starting it up right now. We're in our comfy clothes right now. After the hot springs, we aren't ready to say that we're done. So we're just putting on a comfy outfit in between because you know we're gonna go back after this.
I've had a mad craving for some steak nachos and we're loading these babies up. I'm cooking a little bit of extra steak so we have some for tomorrow.
Only the finest.
I'm very particular about my tortilla chips.
Yeah, we like the thin tortilla chips.
Or the blue corn.
Blue corn, thin, organic chips.
Alright, we're doing a layer of cheese. Hatch chilies. Oh goodness, there's flies in my face. What is it, like a little pop of corn, like the sweetness?
I love black olives so much.
Me too.
Usually we buy the sliced ones, but we didn't this time. And we're not slicing them.
Nope.
They're just gonna roll around. So when you get one, you're lucky.
Yeah, you could put more on there if you want. Now. Wow, the sunset's crazy. So the grate is great.
The grate is great.
The grate is amazing. Okay. We're gonna put some coals on top. Maybe leave it on for like 10 minutes. Just want to get the cheese all melted. Oops.
This is one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen.
It's hard to capture, but it's ridiculous. It's so pink and yellow back there.
Okay.
Okay. Is that good enough for you?
That's perfect. Nachos delight. I'm all about eating food with my hands, so this is
Nachos are perfect for that.
perfect.
You got a little lettuce.
And the steak is marinated perfectly. Lettuce side. We're just getting back to our campground. We've only been gone 2 days. The leaves are significantly less yellow now. When we were leaving last, some of them looked like ripened bananas with little brown spots on them, but it was still overwhelmingly yellow. Driving back into this, it's a completely different color scheme.
Beneath the moonlight, self-touch your hand in mine gets me every time.
Good morning, bye-byes. You ready to go on a walk? Okay.
Now that we've had a few days off, we got to get back to work. We're gonna go clean up the campground, do some bathrooms, make sure everything looks good, update tags. It's already one of our last weekends here. I know we just got here, but we're here for such a short amount of time. It makes it even more exciting. Yeah. You ready?
Thank you.
Winston's been ready. Pushing in.
You locked the camper?
Lock the camper.
Back at work.
We gotta update the tags with all the new people coming in.
So we're mostly working the weekends, Thursday through Sunday, about just being available. Obviously, we're still available whenever it's our days off, but we're kind of on all the time if we're here. So when we leave, that's kind of whenever we get like the peace, but there's so much peace here. We just kind of want to stay here all week this time around, huh?
Yes. Once we're here, I'm like, how long can we go without leaving again? The road out of here is windy, and it's just so nice that we do have everything that we need. Using those last ingredients for cooking is something that, honestly, it feels good to have less in our pantry, which is kind of weird.
And we save a lot of money whenever we just stay put. Obviously, I mean, it makes sense. We like to splurge a little bit whenever we go out and going on our camping trips or like on our weekends, but it's good to save money because we're about to be hitting the road again.
So we finished up our work for the day. We did all our weekly paperwork that we need, and now we're gonna do something that I've been talking about. We're actually gonna get on the water. I've taken my stand-up paddleboard out a couple of times. It's actually a hybrid, so I sit in it on a seat. I'm gonna blow this up. I've been talking about it. I know, but really, I'm gonna go do it. I just feel like this stand-up paddleboard with this seat is just the perfect combo for me, because when I'm standing, it's fun and all, you know, you feel like Pocahontas, but it's not very relaxing. Almost there.
I look out across the water, I smell the salt, I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee.
This is so beautiful. We've been watching people fish and paddle out here, but we hadn't tried it yet. It's just so peaceful and sparkly. And I know I said all the yellow leaves are falling off, but there's still quite a few yellow. From afar, you can't tell that they're crispy and dry. Look at this reflection over here. The water is like glass right now. It changes often out here, so it can be glassy and then a windstorm comes because it is late summer right now. Actually, it's fall. Yeah, it's fall. So the storms come rolling in. You know, the Great Sand Dunes, we had 50-mile-an-hour winds, which was crazy. But out here, it's like this little pocket of greatness. So I'm happy that I caught it on a smooth, glassy moment, not even day. It was so fun.
Bubbles, what are you doing? You gonna go with me? You don't have your life jacket, so you gotta hold on, okay?
Don't go far.
We won't.
Only within standing distance.
True.
Good. There's a rock right there, but I'm sending you off. Like it? Sit down. Make him sit down.
Sit down. Sit down. Good boy. There you go. We're not going far.
We're in about shin high here.
He was observing all the fishies, huh? Yes, he was.
Thank you so much for watching. We love you.